Problem one, it wants us to factor this. Well, the first thing I notice is, wait a second, there's a 6 right there in the A spot. So this is going to be a little more complicated. I could have a 1x times a 6x at the beginning here. So you could have an x and then a 6x, or it could be maybe it's a 2x and a 3x. So it gets a little complicated. So how do we do this? Well, I taught you a method. I don't like it. It gets us the answer. It doesn't help us go through all the combinations and use our brain to think, but it's okay. We're going to use the method called busting B. Well, if you remember to bust B, what we're going to do is we're going to take the A value and the C value and we're going to multiply those. That gives us 30. Now we look at the factors of 30 as we always do. 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, just keeps going and going. 4 times nothing, 5 times 6, it's finally over. Now, which of those we call busting B because we're going to bust that B piece, the 17, into 2 parts. So which of these numbers would be the same as 17? That's going to be your 2 and your 15. So I'm going to bust it to a 2x plus a 15x. So I'm breaking it down. So I bring down the 6x squared. I busted the B apart, bring my 5 down. I made this trinomial into 4 pieces now. And now I'm going to use factor by grouping. Whenever I have 4 pieces, I always use factor by grouping. So I group the front and I group the back. In the middle should always be a plus sign. If it's a minus, we have to change it to minus. We change it to a plus, a negative of that piece, which we'll see a problem like that in a little bit. So I need to factor out here. I got to think 6 and 2. What's the biggest thing they both can be divided by that can be factored out? The greatest common factor is a 2. He has XX, he has an X, so I'll factor out an X. 2 times what gives you 6? A 3. X times another X gives me the X squared. Plus 2X times just 1 will give you back that 2X right there. Now I got to do it for this 15 and 5. Well, the biggest thing that can factor out is a 5, and that's it. He has an X, but he doesn't have any, so you can't pull that out. So 5 times a 3 gives me the 15. Then there's an X there. Plus 5 times a 1 gives me back my 5. And notice now, out of both, you have a 3x plus 1. So this is a 3x plus 1 that technically is getting factored out. And then right here is your other piece, 2x plus 5. Those are your 2 binomials that multiply together to give you 6x squared plus 17x plus 5.